All right, let's just get this out of the way. Forget everything you think you know about making money online. Seriously, the game has totally changed, and that old rulebook, it's pretty much useless now. So today, we're going to build a brand new blueprint. This is the one for digital wealth in 2026.
And I really mean it. Let's just be blunt here. That old advice you always hear, it's done. It's finished. The whole digital economy has shifted under our feet. And, trying to stick to those old strategies, it's just going to leave you frustrated. So the real question, the one we're here to answer, is what's replaced it?
Okay, so the new digital economy, it really stands on three really powerful pillars. First up is this idea of AI-human collaboration. It's all about learning to work with AI, not fighting against it. Next, you've got micro-expertise. This is where knowing a ton about a tiny little niche is way more valuable than being a jack of all trades. And finally, and this one might be the most important, is attention-based assets. Because let's be real, in 2026, if you can grab and hold someone's attention, you literally have one of the most valuable assets on the entire planet.
So let's dive into the first phase, and this is probably the biggest growth area right now, the AI economy. And look, this isn't about needing to become some genius coder. Not at all. It's about getting smart with the incredible AI tools that are already out there and using them to create a ton of value for other people.
So you're probably wondering, okay, how do I actually get in on this? Well, here are 5 key ways. You can launch what's called an AI automation agency. Think of it as being the AI guy for local businesses. Or you can literally get paid to help train and evaluate AI models, making them better. Then there's something called specialized prompt engineering. We'll circle back to that in a sec. You could also build those faceless social media channels that just promote cool AI apps. And hey, if you're feeling ambitious, you can even develop your own custom GPTs or AI agents for very specific jobs.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. It's all about specialization. Look, anyone can go to an AI and say, hey, write me a poem about my dog. That's easy. But how many people can write a detailed prompt that helps an AI scan thousands of legal documents for a specific case, or helps it render an architectural plan? That is the real skill.
And yeah, that skill pays. It pays really, really well. This number you're seeing, it's not a fantasy. It's not a guess. This is the real deal going rate for contractors, prompt engineers who've picked a complex, high-value niche and just mastered it. It's the perfect example of why niching down is so incredibly powerful.
Okay, so using AI is one massive piece of the puzzle, for sure. But the next piece is all about combining that with what you already know. And that brings us to phase 2, the expertise economy. This is where you package up your unique knowledge for an audience that, frankly, has zero time to waste.
And some of the opportunities here are just fascinating. I mean, think about it. Instead of a massive course, you create these tight, 1-hour sprint courses. Or you could become a ghostwriter for big brands, but on places like Reddit, where the voice is key. Or how about this? Getting paid to create real, authentic, user-generated content. UGC. For tech companies that are just sick of those glossy, fake-looking ads. It all boils down to one simple idea: packaging your skills in a smart way. This right here just perfectly sums up the massive shift in how we learn. I mean, who has time for a 20-hour masterclass anymore? Nobody. But people will absolutely gladly pay for a 1-hour sprint course that solves one specific, painful problem for them right now. It's all about delivering a quick result, not just dumping a bunch of information.
Now check this out. We talked about UGC, user-generated content, and it is just exploding. A tech company could pay you up to $500 for one single 30-second video of you just genuinely using their software. It's an insanely powerful way to use your own credibility and, the phone that's already in your pocket.
All right, so this brings us to the final phase. This is the end game. It's all about playing the long game. Welcome to the asset economy. This is where we stop trading our time directly for money and start building a portfolio of digital assets that can generate wealth for us, more passively.
And the 5 main ways to do this are pretty cool. First, there's a new spin on affiliate marketing. We'll get to that. You can literally buy and sell digital real estate, like small niche websites. You can even rent out your idle assets, like that nice camera you barely use, or even a software license. Then there's creating stock media, like photos and art, using AI. And of course, for folks with a bit more capital, you've got more advanced stuff like crypto staking and DeFi.
So, I mentioned Affiliate Marketing 2.0. What is that? Well, it's a huge strategic shift. You got to forget about those tiny one-off commissions you get from places like Amazon. The real money, the smart money, is in promoting software as a service or SaaS products. Why? Because they pay you a commission every single month for as long as that person stays a customer.
And this really shows you why that's so incredibly powerful. Getting a recurring 30% chunk of the revenue, it's like you're building your own subscription business, but you didn't have to build the product. Think about it. You make the sale one time and you get paid again and again and again. It is an absolute game changer if you're serious about building passive income.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of the what, but now for what I think is the most important part, the how. Let's actually break this down into a simple, actionable plan that you can start using like in the next 30 days.
But before you jump into any of these paths, you absolutely have to start right here. You have to ask yourself, what is my unfair advantage? Seriously, is it some technical skill you picked up at work? Are you just naturally creative? Or hey, maybe your advantage is that you just have more free time than anyone else to really dive in and learn something new. You got to be honest with yourself on this one.
And listen, if you only take one thing away from this whole explainer, let it be this. Do not try to do 5 of these things at the same time. Please. The goal here is not to become mediocre at a bunch of stuff. The goal is to become a master of one thing. Focus. That is your superpower.
So here it is, your 3-step launch plan. Super simple. Step 1, figure out that unfair advantage we just talked about. Step 2, based on that advantage, pick just one path from this entire blueprint, the one that feels right. And step 3, commit. Commit to 30 days of nothing but focused, dedicated action on that one single thing. That's it. That's the formula.
So I'm going to leave you with this question to really think about. As you look back on everything we've covered today, the AI stuff, the expertise economy, building assets, which one of these 20 paths really genuinely speaks to you? Which one lines up with your unfair advantage? And which one are you going to commit to starting this month?